Hi, I'm Alex, and this is Pucks and Paper Racks, and today I am going to be channeling my inner brooding bad boy and reading some of the books off of Jess Mariano's reading list. Older viewers on my channel will know how much I love Gilmore Girls. I had a lot of videos related to it. I even created the Gilmore Girls book tag, which is now privated. Recently, I've been rewatching Gilmore Girls, and that's how this video came to be. This is not a commentary on Gilmore Girls. It's just a reading vlog, but oh my god, it has not aged well. There's a lot. There's a lot of ableism, there's a lot of fat phobia, and just like a lot of sexism, misogyny, and the list could go on. Other booktubers have done videos like this, so I want to shout them out, and I'll have them linked down below. First is Sally Thames, and the second one is Carol T_reads. Let's go over my TBR. Two of these books I already showed you in my book haul, but I never said what they were for. And so let's go over them really quick. I have On the Road by Jack Kerouac, which is the first book Jess is reading when he comes to Stars Hollow. A Jess classic, which is Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. And the last book is Franny and Zooey by J.D. Salinger. I've owned this for so long and I just needed an opportunity to read it. And so here we are. These are my three books. I'm hoping that I can read them because I don't really read classics, but I think if I channel Jess, I'll be able to finish these. Jess is one of my favorite characters, and so I'm really excited about this video, and I'm hoping that I enjoy these books. Give this video a thumbs up if you would like to see me read Rory's list, and I'll do that one next. Let's get started. Editing me here because I lost the clip where I tell you how I'm living like Jess in this video, so let's go over it. First, I wanted to go to a diner. Then, since Jess is a writer and he also wrote a book, I wanted to work on my book. If you didn't know, I'm in the middle of revising my trans YA contemporary hockey book. And last, I wanted to go to a bookstore. Watch the rest of the video to find out if I completed these things.
You like reading? What are you babbling about?
For this video, I knew I had to break out my Gilmore Girls bookmarks from Nerdy Girl Designs. I don't believe the shop is around anymore, but I have these bookmarks for every character, and I had to use Jess. So throughout the whole video, I used my Jess bookmark. It is Saturday, August 13th, and I am only 5 pages in to Slaughterhouse-Five, and I need to talk to you because I'm loving it. And I'm very happy that I am, because that means this video can keep going. The comparison I'm seeing to Jess and this book is wild. I am really enjoying this, and I feel like if I would have read this in high school, I would have enjoyed it. I have a podcast episode all about how I became a reader and basically how the system failed me and how education failed me. So I'll have that link down below if you want to watch it and listen to it. For high school, I went to a public school, but because I had really poor reading comprehension, I was into lower levels. In high school, the only required classics I read were Of Mice and Men, which I actually enjoyed. I also read Lord of the Flies, which I enjoyed. So I guess I didn't hate the books that I had to read, but then we read like King Arthur and stuff like that, and I just remember hating it. We also read a book called The Outliers, but we didn't read the whole book. I was in a lower level in high school, so our teachers kind of like picked and chose what they used for us, and most of the time they read it to us, which was nice. So I don't remember having reading requirements. I feel like I really would have enjoyed this if they had used it. I really like this. And it's good because I started it last night, and from the first page I was already hooked. So far this video can continue. So this is an anti-war book, and I just see Jess so much in this book. It is about the main character writing a story about him being in the war. I just see Jess so much in this book because he was a writer, but I just am reading it and I'm just feeling Jess vibes. And from like the third page, I was like, okay, I totally understand why this is Jess's favorite book. And I totally get it, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm sad because I have other requirements. Like, I'm filming another reading vlog right now. It's my highest and lowest rated books on Goodreads. It will probably be up by now, but I am enjoying this, and I'm hoping that I can read more of it, and I think that was my problem, is that I started it not thinking I would be obsessed with it. So I am gonna drink some of my coffee, read more Slaughterhouse-5, and I will be back with updates. It's Monday, September 26th, and I just finished Slaughterhouse-5, and I really enjoyed it. This is an anti-war book about Billy Pilgrim, who was in World War II. It talks about Dresden, and it has some sci-fi elements, but ultimately it's about PTSD, and I really like the way it was written because we're kind of being flashed forward in different directions and different times in Billy's life. It captures PTSD really well, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm glad because I was scared that I wasn't going to like it. So far on my Jess Mariano TBR, we have a winner. This one was so great. And I want to know if you've read it. I didn't read it in high school. It wasn't required for me. And so I'm really glad that I read it as an adult because I feel like I have a better perspective on it. I was looking up more of his work and I saw that some of the characters in this book actually are featured in his earlier works. So knowing that, this book is really interesting and I will be picking up more of his work. I really like Kurt Vonnegut as a writer and I like the message of being anti-war. This book is still relevant today. There are some instances of fat phobia and ableism, but for the most part, I think it still is a book that you can read today and still get something from. The passages about being anti-war and just living in America. The fact that this book came out in the 1950s and we're here in 2022 and I can still relate to some of the passages in this book really says a lot. So I really enjoyed this one. It's a winner. But my next read on my Jess TBR is On the Road by Jack Kerouac, and I actually got a audiobook through Libby, and it's 3 hours, and I'm a little confused because this book is 300 pages. So I'm gonna start the audiobook and I will update you with some of my initial thoughts.
Close up at 10 tonight, so I thought...
See you at 10.
But wait, you need keys.
No, I don't.
Hello, it's Tuesday morning. You might be able to hear my coffee brewing in the background, but I started On the Road last night, and my edition has an introduction. This is the 20th Century Classic version, and I actually like that it has that because it's telling me all about him, and it's really interesting because I don't know this man at all. Like, I know his name, but I don't know who he is. But after reading the introduction, now I do. So I'm really excited to get into this one. I feel like I'm really going to like it. So I'm going to spend some time reading this today. I'm really excited to read it because I want to see how it fits into Jess's character. I know this is one of his favorite books because there's a scene in Gilmore Girls where he is fighting with Paris about it. Throughout this whole video, I wish there was somewhere where Amy Sherman Palladino, the writer of the show, talks about why she chose these specific books for each character, because just after reading Slaughterhouse-5, I got a Jess vibe, and just reading the introduction of this and learning about Jack Kerouac, I totally see Jess in him and why Jess would really like him and his work. So I'm actually going to head to the diner since I haven't gotten to do that yet this week or just in this video in general. So I'm gonna actually take my copy of On the Road and get on the road and go to the local diner, and I'm really excited. So naturally, in Alex fashion, I went to the diner and there were a few things that happened beforehand, and so I was pretty frazzled, and I got to the diner and realized I forgot to bring On the Road. I did bring Slaughterhouse-5 because I wanted to take a picture of it on the table. Here's the photo. It should now be up on Instagram if you want to go and interact with it. But yeah, I forgot the book because of course I did. But it was a really good time. I'm glad I went, and I forced myself to go. It was not as anxiety inducing as I thought it was going to be, and this is definitely something I would do again. Just go to the diner for breakfast or lunch during like my lunch break or something like that, and hopefully bring a book. Little update on the Road. I switched to the audiobook because it's shorter, and I think that this is just like the longer version, and I don't want the longer version, so I've started it. I am 27% in. It has a lot of racial slurs. There's a lot of outdated language. This book is from the 1950s, and it's just about I guess it's about Jack Kerouac going on the road. He's currently in Los Angeles. He went to Chicago, and then he took a bus to Los Angeles, and he met this woman, and now he's with this woman. And like, I don't know if I am vibing with this. With the audiobook, the story is really being told to me, and this audiobook is pretty short, so I'm gonna try and finish it up before hockey comes on. I mean, I've been watching it, but not really because it's preseason. Preseason doesn't matter. And like, the live streams are so horrible that I physically couldn't even watch it last night because it was just so laggy. I couldn't see who was on the ice. But I'm going to spend some time reading the rest of it, and I will come back once I have some more thoughts. I don't know what's worse, my hockey team or this book. Because I'm 87%, there's still so many slurs. There's now a time where they're picking up women to buy them. Talk about a book that hasn't aged well. I don't even know if that's the correct thing to say because, like, I don't think it matters what time it was published. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I knew that during this video there would be one book that I just didn't click with, or I thought all of the books I would just not understand, but this is the one that I'm not understanding at all. Like, if Jess were a real person, I would love for him to explain to me this book because I'm lost. I don't know why it's his favorite. I don't know what purpose it held for him, but this is not feeling like a book that Jess would vibe with, but who knows anymore. So I'm 87% in. I'm going to finish up the book, and then I will come back with my final thoughts. I feel like I'm going to just feel the same, that like, this is disgusting, and I would love to just burn this book.
Hey,
Hey,
did you get lost?
no, I was looking at Rory's books.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to see if she had Franny and Zoe. She does.
It's Thursday. This morning I started Franny and Zoe, and I'm really liking it. I'm only 15 pages in. We started off with the perspective of Franny. She just got off a train, and she's at Yale, just like Rory. The only thing I know about this book is it's about siblings, I'm pretty sure. And that's all I really know, but so far I'm really enjoying it. I thought it was really interesting that it said at Yale, especially the iconic monologue of Jess saying to Rory, "Why did you drop out of Yale?"
Living at your grandparents' place? Being in the DAR? No, Yale. Why did you drop out of Yale?
To To finish out my to-do list for this video, I started to revise some of my book, just like Jess would. It's Sunday afternoon and I am planning to finish Franny and Zooey today. I didn't think I would relate to any of the books in this TBR, but this one I'm relating to the most. This is following two siblings, Franny and Zooey. These are two short stories that J.D. Salinger had published and then put them together in a book. Franny and Zooey are siblings. Franny is 21 and Zooey is 25. We haven't learned why they call him Zooey. I don't know if that's just a nickname for Zachary, and I don't know that. He really reminds me of Jess. Just his sarcasm. He's so sarcastic. His mom is asking him what she should do after Franny has a mental breakdown and she faints at Yale. And the mom is basically like, what am I supposed to do? And he is just like, why are you asking me? Fucking leave me alone. So I am enjoying it, but it is very info dumpy and I'm just trying to like skim through it because I'm just like, okay, some of these things I don't care about. Like, he's just telling you every single thing that's in the room, and I just don't think I need to know that. For instance, Zooey's story starts out with him in the bathtub. Then J.D. Salinger's like telling you literally everything in their medicine cabinet. Like, there's 2 whole pages of just everything in their medicine cabinet, and I just don't care what's in their medicine cabinet unless it's like crucial to the plot. I really don't care. So that is one little problem I'm having because I'm like, okay, I really just want to get through this book. But at this moment, it just feels like it's dragging, but I'm hoping that we are going to get to something towards the end because it looks like there's a build-up coming, but I think I am just kind of getting burned out by classics, even though I've only read 3, and I'm like, okay, I just want to read something else now. So I am going to finish up the rest of this, and I will come back with my final thoughts. And just like that, I have completed my Jess reading vlog. I just finished up Franny and Zooey, and I did enjoy it, but I think it just dragged. I was getting really bored by the end, but I do like how it wrapped up. It's all about spirituality and siblings and mental health, and I did enjoy it. It's not my favorite. Now that we're at the end of the video, let's go over what I read. Starting with my favorite read, Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. On the Road by Jack Kerouac is a book that I want to burn from my memory. And Franny and Zooey by J.D. Salinger, which was just fine. I believe you can get to know somebody by reading their favorite books, and that rings true for this video. Every book I read for this video, in some way or another, I saw Jess either in the story or the characters. So does Jess have good reading taste? Maybe. The answer is subjective. As someone who hasn't read a classic since high school in 2013, I was really surprised that I didn't hate every book I read. I loved Slaughterhouse-Five and the rest were doable. I was really skeptical and scared that I wasn't going to be able to pull off this video because I don't read classics. I like to stick to my YA contemporaries, and that is where I will be for the foreseeable future. If you're new here and you like reading vlogs like these, I make them a lot, so I'll have a playlist down below, but feel free to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on more of my reading vlogs. And I also talk about queer and trans books all the time on this channel, so that's just a bonus if that's something you're into. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.